Hello, good day, everyone. Trust you are having a chill time. One of our subscribers requested that I do a thorough tutorial that would show how I edit first in Premiere Pro before taking it to DaVinci Resolve, and then we'll come back to Premiere Pro to add, credits, titles, background music, and all of the rest. And that is what we are doing in this project. This was a podcast video that was shot in the studio, and those are some of the behind the scenes that you are seeing right now. I practically shot it with Sony A7 III, which is just a 8-bit footage camera, and you might have seen the final grade and result for this project. And we are just going to do a walkthrough to see how it was edited, and then before we finally took it to DaVinci Resolve. So this was the video after I sent them the very first draft. This was the first draft that I sent to her, and then she approved it. So I've taught us, I did a complete video on Premiere Pro, how to work in Premiere Pro. So if you have not seen that and you want to start with this, I will tell you that you need to check that first, so that it would help you. This is Premiere Pro, and this is a tool that we use in cutting places where there are mistakes, things that was not meant to be said, or repeated dialogues, repeated lines
of life. Through this, I'm learning that ordinary people too can add to the ripple effect of life. Ordinary people too.
And you can see there were probably some mistakes that she made while she was talking, and then because we needed to, it was just a one camera shot, and we just wanted to give it life. I can't imagine watching a 3-minute video and the camera is not moving. It was shot on tripod from the behind the scenes that you have seen, and we just needed to add some little motion to it, just to show the camera tracking in and out. And I said in that video that I made, I did this. I'll look for a clip that does not have. Let's look at this clip for an example. This shot was a very wide shot, and
ordinary people too can add to the ripple effect of life. Ordinary.
From the next, then I'll switch to another angle to just ask the person to say another thing, and that to say the same thing they've said for my first shot, just to and then in post I can then switch between the cameras, look at what the person said that was right, look at what the person said here that was much better in this camera angle, and meanwhile it will be one camera. It is just about how creative you can be with a project.
People too can make a difference. That we do not need to be perfect. We do not need to have a life with no scratches or scars to deserve a place.
So you can see what we did there. We just cut back. This was zoomed into 123, while this one, was taken back to 100, which was the default. And from this audio, between these clips, I can see that it was even just a straight take.
In this world.
And then
this community has grown to mean so much to me.
So I added some text here, for effect. I'm not sure we would discuss this. We'll discuss this also, when we are back from DaVinci, because I still need to grade this. So I would disable, this clip. And of course, because you have not graded your clip doesn't mean you can't do your text design down. You can just come back and then, you uncheck it, because there is no way how this text effect, this text essential graphics, the design is going to be compatible to what you are going to do in DaVinci Resolve. It doesn't work that way. So what I did was to type my text, and then after typing my text, if you see the way this looks, it looks like the text is breaking into a. So and the only thing I did was in my text layer, I used opacity. Let me uncheck the mask that I did on the opacity. This is before and then after. So what I did was just to draw a mask around it. Free draw. I use it to check part I do not want to show. I mask it out so that it can seem as if the text are showing behind her. Of course, there are 101 ways to do this. It's just an introductory video to our YouTube channel. So I didn't want to do so much that was going to take my time, because we had timeline to deliver it. So that was how I did that text design. And this is another one. So I'm going to uncheck this because we do not need it now. When we are back from DaVinci Resolve,
community has grown to mean
about
so
that.
Much to me. And I want us all to enjoy the intimacy and beauty of our togetherness. I believe.
So you can see the way I was changing the size. It helps in making the, look at this one now that we zoomed in.
I believe that in the core of every person is the need to feel seen, to feel heard.
If you're saying this, you might even be thinking maybe we used a slider, or we used whatever, camera support rig to do all of these things. No, we did not. Like I said, we shot in 4K, and what we just needed to do here was just to use our motion to track in and out, which gave us a very nice effect, like we were using a slider. So now I'm going to reset this. Can you see now? If I'm playing this, it will just play like an ordinary clip because it has no track. It will just be at, at a spot all through. So I'm sorry that my PC is lagging. I've recorded a lot of tutorial today, and my fan is presently off so that we can get good audio quality for the, video. And then, I've scaled in. The first thing you want to do is to scale your present position in, which is what I did here already. You can see, that is what is showing like a stopwatch here. It is just on 100, and then I'll go to the end of my video or wherever, and then I will zoom it in. Now I'm cropping our head off. What you just need to do is to come to the position and then, frame it well, frame it in the best way that will still seems like it was just done, ordinarily. So I'll drag that towards the end of the video. So if I'm playing my video back now, can you see? You can see the tracker, it tracks it and it stays faithful to the tracker points that you have done. And you can choose to, do out to in. This two tracker, you can bring it here while you bring, this other tracker towards the end. And then, so that means your video is going to start from being zoomed in and then it zooms, out. That's just all I did. So, and this is just a simple essential graphics that I downloaded from Miskit. I love their website so much. They have some free lower third that you can use. I'll put a link in the description so that you can download that. And moving forward, that's the graded version. I would uncheck it, and then the subtitling I did. So if there was anything, okay, this was just what I kept there for the grading process. I'm not sure we need this. And basically that was just how I did this. Like I said, it is going to be very fast because I don't want to take much of our time. When I was done down to the point of what I want the video to be, I would uncheck this as well. I'll disable it. So, once I was done with everything I needed to do in Premiere Pro, so the next thing this was just a simple VFX. I won't really call it VFX actually because it is very, very simple. I did it by nesting the clip. I added basic 3D to roll this out, and from PNG design, this was a PNG design that I did in Photoshop, and then I clipped our image here. I clipped our image on this design, and then this was just nested here. You can see it is just let me uncheck this box. You can see, so I just key it to fit into this box that I designed already. And when I was done with everything I wanted to do here, so I'm going to mark out, and then I'll save the project again. So I told us that there are two ways to go, about it. My editor, it just sent me a video for me to download now, which is, a wedding video. Let me mute the audio so it doesn't distract us. This is the wedding video. He sent it to me in MOV format, which is a ProRes file. That is one of the ways. And then when I get to Premiere Pro, I will just need to split, all the videos so that I can color grade. That's the first option. And, you do that, by just coming to your export from your format. From your format here, you come to your, you check on QuickTime, and then from QuickTime, you can choose any of this. Any of them has even worked for me, and I still got the real quality. So choose, Apple ProRes 422 HQ, high quality, everything on match source so that nothing is changing. And then, I just leave everything, the way it is. Maybe use render maximum quality, audio is checked on, and then I can export. So if I export this way, it is going to come as just a single file, and then when I get to Resolve, I can easily split all the clips up to grade them scene by scene. But even this video is just even a one file, like it has just one look, whereby everything was shot in the same space, camera was on tripod, no scene was really changing. But the fact that we have cut in, DaVinci will still be able to identify all of those clips as separate clips. We'll do that when we get there. That's option one. And the second option that I prefer using, if you have worked on the same PC, instead of burning space, because when you are rendering as a movie as a ProRes file, the file could be very, very large. A 3-minute music video could take up to about 20 something gig. And imagine if you were to export it for someone to color grade for you. But if you're using the same PC to edit and grade yourself, what I would just advise, which is the option 2, is for you to come to export, and then you export as Final Cut XML. This allows you to export your file to a code whereby you will just be able to import it into your project file. But I already did, this is it. OHA says grade, so I won't be doing this. So that's the two options that I know that you can use to export your project from Premiere Pro to DaVinci Resolve. So now I think we are done with this, and then we can move to DaVinci Resolve now for color grading. So I would bypass all my grade, and then we'll come to edit. So if you want to import your timeline like the way I just did for this now, if you haven't, so just come to your Resolve, just press Ctrl+Shift+I, which is import timeline, and it is going to open your folder up for you. Every files that are in XML are going to be active. This is this file now. If I want to re-import this, I'll just click on import, and then it will give me options, to load my XML. So the first option is you want to sync the name of the timeline that you are importing, all of these options. I just usually would leave them on default, and then I'll press OK. If I should press OK, that is just the same way you are going to see the same file. And I'll use that other file that was sent to me to give you an example. If it was imported as a movie file, you can drag and drop, and you can just choose to import normally. So this is it. I'll create a new timeline with this wedding video. So create a new timeline using clips. So I'll just say ProRes, and then I'll press enter. So now this is a wedding now that we've edited in Premiere Pro, but look at the difference between what XML gave us. This is XML, and look at the options. Like my clips were subdivided into clips by clips, which means if I come here to color grade it, you can see all the files. They are just different files. I can start picking them one by one and start grading. Unlike what this ProRes is going to give us, everything is just going to be one. Before, I didn't know about that AI option that DaVinci Resolve has. I usually would come here and I will start checking by myself to start, dicing my clip. But, it is so easy to do. Just come to your timeline and then click on detect scene cuts, and, once you tap on detect scene cuts, DaVinci Resolve AI, is just going to help you to dice all your clips according to scene by scene. Can you see now? This clip was one clip before, but now it has diced them. Now if I am coming to, my color panel, you can see that all the videos has been cut perfectly, according to just what XML would have given as well too. And the good news is you still have your ProRes, you still have all your quality preserved. Everything is just as the same thing as what XML would have given to you. But we are not working on this clip, so we are using XML for this particular edit now. And in the previous 2 videos I did, color grading on budgets. If you have not seen that video, tap on this link right now, showing right now, and you would be able to have access to the video. My tutorials are still free for now. So, and that was how I all started my grade. And for this particular project, I worked in a larger color space, which is DaVinci White Gamut. Unlike this Rec 709 that is compressed, you can see the rectangle of Rec 709 is really compressed. You won't get the best, if you are to work, there. So what I will do right now is we are going to maybe work on a fresh clip. Oh yeah, and at times you might be noticing that some of your files are not properly sized. Just come to your edit. I didn't even work on all of this at all. I think that's the reason why it is not sized properly, and then click on reset here under your transform, and it is going to go back to that full size that you want it to be. And at times you can just press Ctrl A on all of your videos without selecting audio. You can select up to 2 to 3 4 5 6 7, and then once you tap on this reset, your clips are going to come back. So I would pick this to work on. This was our flat file before I started color grading it. I made a video that I explained all the breakdown of the video. I'm not sure we'll be doing all the breakdown here. And let me just run through as well to make it very, very fast so that the tutorial is not too long for you to stay on. So I made an input CST. So, and that one is where I imported the, Sony S-Log3, S-Log2, and then DaVinci white gamut, and then I kept my output gamma as DaVinci intermediate so that I will be able to work on a larger color space. Don't worry, in the future video I'm going to make a tutorial where I'm going to explain what maybe it will go with HDR and white gamut so that you'll be able to understand the reason why a lot of colorists would rather work on some other timelines aside Rec 709. On my timeline settings, I now made another node which is going to affect everything on my timeline so that I won't have to be doing that myself all over. And then I ensure that the clips that I needed, I grouped all of them so that everything has just been added to my timeline. And then I made an output CST, and that was where I now converted to Rec 709 and then Gamma 2.4. That was how I was able to convert this image, just an 8-bit footage, and then I was able to convert it from what it was. Let me bypass the grade to what it is now. This is such a very, very beautiful grade. I think it is still one of my good. You can see my shadows, you can see my you can see my blacks, you can see my highlights. Everything is just the way I want it to be. After I finished all my grades in the clip node, made a whole lot of nodes. Like I said, this is one of the most whatever node I have ever made in my history in color grading. Then when you are done color grading according to your taste, then you want to come to deliver. So when you are under your delivery, ensure that you choose ProRes as well. In fact, there is an option that can make you to even export as Premiere Pro XML, whereby you'll be able to import it. I've tried it a couple of times, but I don't know why it is really not working for me. But personally, my most preferred option is just always H264, and then I'll change this to uncompressed. Once it is on uncompressed, you might not have this option. If you are not using a paid DaVinci Resolve, then just click add to render queue. Add. It's telling me that some files are missing. It's because of what were not active, things that we didn't turn off while we were trying to bring it to DaVinci Resolve. Maybe things like text, some effects that I used, and then once you click on render, it is going to come as MOV. Then when you are done with all of those things, you want to come back. When you are done with all of those, this is the file that this is just a kind of file that you are going to get. When I was done color grading, this is just what you are going to get. It has no text. The sound is still as raw as whatever. Any effect that you have done, in Premiere Pro is not going to reflect, in DaVinci Resolve. So now you want to come back to your Premiere Pro, and then what I did was to now import. I now import the video itself. So I imported the video without the audio. I still left because I still loved what my audio looks like here. I've done my audio treatment. I only use DaVinci for now. DaVinci is used for grading, me personally. So then what I did was to now import, the video itself. This is it. This is a graded version. I imported the video and then I dropped it on the layer to this, and this is no longer working. So if I should uncheck this, you would be seeing my original video and then the graded version. So, I overlay it. It's just like if you're using, layer notes, or if you're in Photoshop. So this one is just on top of this, which supersedes every other thing. And then, came back to my text, activated all the text that, were found missing. That was just how I finished, this video. And for every of my projects, let me check all of this back. That was just how I finished. You can see that the frames are the same, nothing has changed. Just drag and drop what you have, brought from, what you have imported from DaVinci Resolve. This is it. After importing, I bring it down to my, source file, and then I dragged this. That was so just take it to the beginning of the video, and then you drag and drop, ensuring that it is just at the end, just as the way you did it. So, but, I did that already. And, that was just how I finished this word. And, that's just how to, start your work, your project from Premiere Pro. You take it to DaVinci, and then you finish it in Premiere Pro. And of course, if you are very, very good, if you are very versatile with DaVinci Resolve, you have no need of bringing it back to Premiere Pro. You could just finish it up. But cleaning my audio, doing all my sound designs is just I'm very, very comfortable doing that. I am just very comfortable doing all my sound designs, my text, all of those things. I prefer doing them in Premiere Pro. So, and that is just how I work. Let me know if you understand this, and if you've got questions, or there are things that you think that I did not say or I skipped, or if you want me to make an extensive video on, please just let me know in the comment section. I personally respond to every of your comments and your questions. And like I said, if you are new to Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve, I already made videos on them. Check their link in description. And even right now, this upper part of the bar, you can, go directly to those videos, and you can come back to this. You don't have to rush the process. Ensure you take your time, you grow, you learn it. And thank you so much for watching this video. Is there a particular video you would want me to to make a tutorial about in the nearest future? Just let me know. Drop it as a comment in the comment section. Thank you so much. I remain Olajide Daniel Lanrewaju. If you are new to this channel, ensure you subscribe to this channel, and remember to like the video also. When you like a video, algorithm helps in pushing them further to other people around you. And if there are any other creatives that you personally know, ensure you share them this video so that they can see and be, blessed as well. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you to Adobe Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve. Please watch these 2 videos showing right now, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks.